Visual Honey.
Hi everyone, so today I'll be doing a video on stress in hamsters, stress behaviors, and how to prevent them from getting stressed. So I will be talking about a few different factors that can actually cause stress in hamsters and the kind of behaviors they exhibit, so that you know what to look out for and what you can do to reduce their stress levels. Here are some ways you can recognize that your hamster is feeling stressed. If your hamster scurries away all the time when you appear, that is actually also a sign of stress because they are not used to you. Another is when it suddenly jerks or panics and it just freaks out, like it just runs around the cage. That is another behavior of stress. Another behavior of stress is also when it actually paces up and down the cage constantly, even though it has a large amount of space and enrichments. So that's another exhibit of stress. That can also be a symptom of stargazing, which is a neurological disorder. So that is something that you might want to look out for as well. And another symptom of stress is actually when they bite on the bars of the cage, or if they constantly chew at the corners of the cage. That's actually also a symptom of stress, especially if you are already providing them with chews and appropriate food for them to file their teeth. And these are the symptoms that will actually show whether your hamster is feeling stressed or not. And some other behaviors and symptoms of stress that you may observe are when the hamster actually bares its teeth at you, or when the hamster falls on its back and actually faces upwards with the belly up and actually does this. So this is actually a show of submission to domination. So when, for example, another hamster expresses dominance over the hamster, it will actually go into that position, and this actually means your hamster is not comfortable and is very stressed out, and will likely and if it was living with other hamsters, then it likely means that it will get bullied. So this is something that you should look out for as well. So here are some of the reasons why your hamster might be feeling stressed. So number one would be not enough space. So actually, all countries have their own minimum space requirements, but unfortunately this is really the minimum that you can provide your hamster with, and actually they do require a lot more space. So it has been researched and shown that hamsters actually exhibit cage rage. So they will climb up the bars, they will chew on the bars, especially if it's a bar cage. Otherwise, if it's a different kind of cage, they will start chewing at the corners or at the things constantly. So this is not a normal behavior, and there have actually been instances where pet owners, hamster owners have experienced this for themselves, where when they rescued the hamsters, they were in a really small cage and they constantly chewed, constantly climbed the bars, and were also very aggressive. So another symptom of stress is also aggressiveness, because they will become very territorial over their space. So whatever comes near them, they will react very aggressively, and that is also one of the symptoms as well of cage rage. So this is something that you might have to change. You might have to expand the space of the cage, give it more floor space. Always remember that floor space is more important. It is more important than vertical space. So if you have a tall cage, it actually doesn't do much for your hamster, and it's also actually dangerous because hamsters are ground-dwelling animals. So if you have wider cages, more floor space, then that will help your hamster calm down a lot and also be less aggressive and less territorial. So another reason why your hamster may be feeling stressed is also because if it is living with other hamsters and you've seen the submissive position that it has, or you see that it exhibits a lot of stress behaviors, then you might have to consider letting your hamster live alone, because especially for Syrians, they are not meant to live in groups. They are solitary animals. So it's important to understand what your hamsters need and make arrangements accordingly for the safety of your pets. Another reason for stress would be overhandling. So because hamsters are actually not nocturnal animals, they are crepuscular animals. Did I pronounce that right? Okay, so they are actually active around dawn and around dusk, and this means that they are actually not suitable pets for children who are awake only in the day. So this is something that we have to understand, that naturally they do not like being woken up, and they actually will be very stressed if you disturb their natural sleep cycles. With that being said, actually some hamsters have differing cycles, so it's something that you have to observe and look out for. I've had hamsters that are awake mostly in the day and less active in the night, while I have hamsters who really follow a strict dawn and dusk cycle, and some hamsters that actually are awake in most of the night, like from 12 AM to 6 AM, and then asleep during the day. So actually every hamster has a different cycle and different behavior, so it's something that you have to recognize so that you do not disturb their natural resting periods and end up getting a very annoyed and frustrated and angry and stressed hamster. So that's something that we definitely have to keep in mind. Another reason why your hamster would suddenly exhibit stress behaviors if they were alright all the time would be a cause for concern that your hamster might need a medical checkup, because there might be something that is affecting your hamster's health that has caused your hamster to have a change in behavior. So that is when you will have to bring your hamster to the vet for a checkup, just in case there are any underlying medical issues that actually came up. Another reason for stress would also be the light in the room or the space that is in not being regulated. So because hamsters in a wild are used to the lights, I mean the sunlight, you know, and night where there's less light, so that's how they actually recognize the different times of the day. And this is actually crucial for your hamster to have a proper, again, sleep cycle, and it helps them to really have proper rest times and also times when they're awake, which will result in a happy and well-rested hamster. Another reason for stress could be sounds, because hamsters are so sensitive to sounds that sudden sharp sounds or very loud sounds that are often around them, if they are placed too close to speakers, if they're placed too close to the television or the phones, or well, it could be like you playing music near them, it could actually cause distress. So this would be something that you would have to keep in mind as well. When we are handling our hamsters, we also have to be careful not to make any sudden movements, because they will actually get scared and sometimes become stressed, because they are prey animals and they really don't like feeling threatened, and these sudden movements will actually cause them to be on alert mode. And also, when setting up the cage, in order to help the hamster to feel more secure, it's important to give enough hideouts and clutter the space, because an open and spread out area will actually cause your hamster to feel stressed, because they will feel vulnerable. As prey animals, they will always look for a safe space, and because in a while, when they're out in the open fields, they will easily get picked off by the predators like the birds, they will come and pick them up, and yeah, so that is the reason why it's important to give them a suitable environment and enclosure so that your hamster can be happy and healthy and also not stressed or aggressive or angry or frustrated. So I hope that this video was helpful to you in identifying stress behaviors and why your hamster may be feeling stressed. And do leave me comments below if you think this video was helpful to you, or if you have something to share about hamsters being stressed. So thank you so much for watching this video, and do remember to give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much. Goodbye.